Hello learners, welcome to Tech Learners. We are working with the Python Django data visualization series where we are using Matplotlib to plot different graphs and charts. In this series, we have already seen how to plot the line chart, which we had done on the iPhone sales for the last 5 years. Then in the previous lesson, we had seen how to draw bar chart. Here we have used the Netflix and Disney Plus subscribers data for the past 2 years worldwide, and we had drawn the bar chart. And today we will learn how to draw the pie chart. For that, we have taken the top 5 mobile company market share in 2023. We'll take this data and we'll draw this into the pie chart. Here you can say this is the pie chart, and specifically we have made some special effects onto this section, which is the Apple company, which is the top company in the sales in the market share. So we have just used the explode effect here, so bring it out just a little bit different from the other sections. So let's go and see how we can do this. Let us see the requisites. So the prerequisites here, Python Django setup, which we have already done. Python Django project, a running project should be there. Then we should have this matplotlib library. If you want to install this, you can use pip install matplotlib Python library. If you want to do all these things, you can go and watch the previous videos on my channel playlist, which I have already covered. We'll start from the step number 1 today. We will create a template piechart.html. So let's go to the project and we will create so this is the project that we have already created. Remember in the previous lessons we had created this index.html just to display the line chart, then this bar chart.html to display the bar chart, and today we'll create the new template. So we'll go to the my app, we'll go to the new file, and we'll create piechart.html. So this is the template. Now this is the empty template where we will be coding the pie chart. So let's see what's the next step. In the next step, we need to go to the views.py in and we need to create a view for this template, pie chart template. So we'll create pie chart. So and we will also use this view to store the data. So we have company details. We have taken top 5 companies in the market share, that is Apple, Samsung, Xiaomi, Oppo, and Transsion. So we'll take all these top 5 companies, and we have taken the sales in the 2023 in millions. So you can see for Apple it is 234.6 million, for Samsung it is 226.6 million. The Apple is the top performer, and then the Xiaomi is 145.9 million devices, then Oppo 103.1, and then Transient 94.9 million devices in the year 2023. So we have stored this data in the company and sales, and then we will return these values company and sales into the pie chart.html template so that we can display this in the tabular form. So first I need to get this view. So I'll copy this and we'll go to the views.py, and you can see in views.py we have already created this index function for pie for line chart. Then we had created bar chart view to view the bar chart, and now we'll create the new pie chart view. So here in the pie chart view, we have request as the parameter, and then we have taken company and sales. In the company, we have taken Apple, Samsung, Xiaomi, Oppo, and Transient. You can paste it here. And then sales, we have converted this into array. So this is the sales. So if you have not used this NP, so you can import this NP. I have already imported this NP. This is NumPy. We are using the NumPy library for the numerical calculations. So we are imported NumPy as NP. So we have used this MP here. So NP dot array just to convert this into array. So we have the sales, and now we'll pass these two into the pie chart dot template. So sales as S and company as C. Now let's see what's the next step. So we'll go back and we'll modify the template pie chart to display this data in the tabular form. So we'll display this first in the table, and then we will create the pie chart. So let me copy this uh, HTML code that we'll be pasting into the pie chart.html. It's a very simple code. We have just inserted a table. Inside the table, we have used the caption, top 5 mobile company market share. Then we have used two rows, TR, one for the company data and the other for the sales in millions. For company, we have used one for loop in the Python. You can see this C should match whatever we had passed into the views.py. So this is company, this is the variable C. So it has to be similar here, C. Okay. And similarly, we have taken the second loop for the sales in millions. So we was used for loop again, and this is S variable should match what we had passed here in sales. So this is S variable should match here, right? So we are using these for loops to display the data, and we had just styled this table heading and td. We have added the border with one px solid and black colored border. So this is a very simple html code that anyone can have it, and we can create the template. Let's see what's the next step. In the next step, we will create the url for the pie chart view so that we can view this template. So we'll copy this url and we'll go to the urls.py. Inside the app, we have already created this bar chart and index, so we'll simply create one more url here, and that is for the pie chart. So we'll have created url for pie chart view. We have created pie chart and name is pie chart, a similar name we have given. So once we have done with this, let's first execute the server and see whether what output we are getting right now. So we'll go to the server and we'll run the server. So for that, we'll use python manage.py run server. Okay, so you can see this server is running. Now we'll open it into the Google Chrome browser. Uh, okay, and in this browser, we have to go to the pie chart. So we'll change the address bar pie chart. So we'll use this pie chart. We had created the new template, and you can see in this template now we can see this top 5 mobile company market share. This is the caption of the table, and inside the table we had two rows, one for the company and one for the sales in millions. Company is Apple, Samsung, Xiaomi, and so on. And similarly, we are able to see the sales here. So this is how we can represent this in the tabular form. Now let's design the pie chart for this. So let's go back to the next step. In the next step, we need to modify the pie chart. We need to modify this pie chart view in the views.py, and we will create the pie chart. So this is not the pie chart. We are working with the pie chart. So we'll create the pie chart. Okay. So let me copy this code and then I'll explain what we are doing to create the pie chart. So we'll go back to this views.py and inside our pie chart view, and I need to just modify this last line. We'll override this with the code. You can see. So we have the code. Now let's see what we have in the code. We will create a plot. Okay, so we'll create a plot plt. If you have not imported this, you can import this plt. I have already imported matplotlib. From matplotlib, we have imported pyplot and then pyplot as plt. We have already done this previously. So if you have not done this, you can import this pyplot from matplotlib. That's why I said that you need to install this matplotlib previously. And then we need to get this plt. Okay. So using this plt, we'll be creating the plot.py chart. Inside this function, we need to pass this sales. What is the sales data we already have in the array form? So we'll pass this sales. This should match the similar variable. Then we'll be passing the labels that what we want to label them. So we have already created these labels in the form of the company. So we'll equate these labels as company. So this is the label for us. Then this is the explode that we want to explode, and we have created this array my explode, where you remember we had created the section somewhat looking better or outside. This is 0.2, so we had created for the apple 0.2, and rest we will keep 0 0 0. That will remain in the same section. So we have created my explode and set it to the explode function. Then we'll use the shadow just to make it look better. We'll use shadow attribute and we'll keep it true. Then we'll set the colors of our sections. So I have taken gray for the Apple and blue for the Samsung, orange for the Xiaomi, green for the Oppo and yellow for the Transient. So we just use this my colors and we'll set into the colors attribute. You can do more experiment with this. And then we have set this title of the plot, top 5 mobile companies market share in 2023. So this is how we use the PLT, and then we need to convert this into figure. Then from the figure we need to convert this into buffer, and then from the buffer we'll encode this and we'll convert this into URL, and then we will pass this URL to the template. So here we have converted this into the figure using the get current figure function. Then we will be creating a buffer, and then we'll set this figure as the PNG figure, and then we'll start the buffer at 0th location so that we can read from the buffer. Then we'll read from the buffer and convert this using the base 64 encoding into a string, and then this string is converted to the URL using URL lib. So you need to import these libraries as well, URL lib and base 64. If you have not imported these, and even IO as well, so you have not imported this, you can import these base 64, URL lib and IO. Okay, so these libraries needed to be imported into this, and then we'll pass this URL here into the this template, pie chart template. Let me make a little bit change into this. I'll keep this URL3, and I'll convert this here URL3 and DT3. So remember, this URL3 should match here, and this DT3 we'll pass into the template. So let's go back into the template, and let's see what is the next step we need to do. So in the next step, we need to display the graph using the pie chart in the template file. For that, we'll use the image tag. So let me copy this image tag. We'll go back into the template file, bar chart template. And once we have done the table, so after closing the table, I would like to have this image. So this is the image we are using. In the source, we'll use data image, and this is the format PNG. This is the encoding base 64, and this should match DT3. Remember, we had just passed the DT3 variable in the views.py. So this is DT3, right? So we have passed this DT3, and then we will set the height and the width of the image, right? Let's see what's the next step. So we have, I think almost we have done everything, and now we need to run this manage.py server. So we are already running this server. So we just need to refresh this, and once we refresh this, you can see we have the pie chart. So this is the title of the pie chart, top 5 mobile company market share in 2023, and these are the sections. We had used the color, so you can see, let me show you, we have used the this my color, where gray, blue, orange, green and yellow. So we have this uh, gray, let me show you, we have this gray, blue, orange, green and yellow, and then we have these labels. We have used this labels, you can see company. Okay, so these are the labels that we have set: Apple, Samsung, Xiaomi, and this is the explode function that I was talking about, zero point 0.2 in the first section. So you can see this has been exploded somewhat outside from whatever we have already done. So this is the explode. This is, you can also use the explode in other sections as well, Samsung and Xiaomi as well. You just want to change here from 0 to, let's say if you add this as 0.2, and then we'll come back and you will be able to see, you can see this is the explode function. So we can keep it out, right? So I just don't want this right now, I want it similar. So let me keep it back, right? And then you can see this is the shadow, that I have used the shadow effect here. So you will use this shadow is equal to true just to make it look more better. And then we had set the colors as well. So this is how we will be able to create the pie chart using the matplotlib. And these three, what we had already seen, these three will help in the data visualization in many terms whenever we are working with the Python Django, and statistics will look better when we use the data visualization. And in the upcoming lectures, we will see more in the data visualization and the Python Django series.